Hi women, my name is Karlin. I am the owner and creatrix of Bohem Birthkeeping, and I'm here to talk to you today about early birth and postpartum care. So one of the first things that you may be wondering, early birth, what is that? Unfamiliar territory, totally understand. I use it in replacement of a couple terms that you probably know pretty well. I use it in replacement of miscarriage and abortion. Two terms that historically carry a lot of weight, a lot of shame, and a lot of blame. A lot of blame on a woman's body and the choices that she's making. Now, I truly believe that this terminology is important. It's important that we use to be able to relate to one another and the experiences that we're having. They're common terms. We really haven't created anything else for it quite yet, although they exist, early birth being one of them. And it's okay to use them. I'm not saying that it isn't. What I am saying is that we need to honor that those experiences are more. They're more than those labels that have been designed by the medical model to take away your power and to treat you a very specific way, right? To treat it as a minuscule non-event, right? One that doesn't need further support or further check-in or, postpartum care. All pregnancies lead to birth. All pregnancies lead to birth, whether it is early, chosen, or not. That is what happens to us physically. And I believe it's really important to begin to remember that because we're missing out. We're missing a big chunk of how we care for women during that time. For example, a woman experiencing a miscarriage, early birth, goes to the hospital. She is met with drugs and sent home. She doesn't know what is going on with her. She doesn't know that it's normal. She doesn't know that it is a part of the conception journey, that this can happen, that it happens 10 to 25% of all pregnancies within the first 20 weeks. If a woman who has experienced a miscarriage is under a midwife's care and she is experiencing this, she's sent to the hospital and that midwife releases her from her care. And what happens when she goes to the hospital? She's given drugs and she's sent home. There's a missing link here. Well, more than one. There are things missing in this story, right? And it's how we are being cared for, and it's who we're looking to for that care. And I think that that is so important to recognize. Number one, it is not our fault. It is not our body's fault. We are not broken. We are not here to blame, right? That miscarriage that happens 10 to 25% of the time within the first 20 weeks, the majority of those times happen because of some type of genetic incompatibility. Something's not quite right. Our body knows it. Our body can take care of it, can take care of us. We're not allowing that time. Or we don't have the right wise woman to come talk to and let you know that it's normal, that it's okay, and you can trust your body and yourself to get through it. It's a hard concept to grasp. especially when we have been told for so long that we need outside authority, that we need additional help. We are looking for something, but what we're getting isn't right. And we deserve better. We can do better. We can ask for more. We can demand more. And I believe that we should. And it starts with ourselves. It starts with us. And recognizing that these are births, that these experiences are ours, right? And after birth, we need a postpartum time. We need to care for ourselves. And right now, we aren't. We aren't doing that. 1 in 3 women across the world deal with at least one pelvic disorder in their lifetime. At least one, probably more. That's telling us something. That is telling us the lack of care that we have for ourselves and our body. Our pelvic floor is awakened upon pregnancy and is carried through birth, right? That root chakra, where we as women hold our womanhood, where we as women tend to store intrinsic memories that may not have been the best, or shadows that we have, we store it there. And when we go through an experience like birth, it awakens all of it. And it can be a trying time. It can be a hard time. And our job is not to continue to push through and go back to work. Our job is to center our care and value ourselves. To value the experience that we're having and to take action on it. And taking action means no action whatsoever, right? Taking time for yourself. Drinking supportive tonics, warm teas, resting. That is what this phase is for. That root center of who we are as women, how we feel there, represents how we feel in our lives. And if we do not continue to center our care and value ourselves in our experiences, we are losing out. We're losing out on thriving. Physical care supports mental well-being and spiritual well-being. And that's what we need right now. My own personal experience with this allowed me to recognize how important it is that we continue to talk about this. And if that means changing the rhetoric so that we can start to have conversations and share our stories and be there for each other, then hell yeah, we're gonna change it. We're gonna flip the script, we're gonna change the narrative, and we're gonna start to talk about it differently. Because it's necessary for us to embrace our woman experiences as ours. As I went through mine, or afterwards, my early birth, as I shared that experience with women around me, I was enlightened to their experience as well, right? It became this ability to share and created a community for me. I was able to hear stories that I'd never heard before from women in my life who I'd maybe never talked to about birth previous. And I got some really big insights, right? One is that I wasn't alone and that it happens. And that it's an opportunity for transformation and for healing and for love and to show up for myself. And I wish that for every woman. I wish that we could show up for each other. And this is why I do the work that I do today. I work with women through any experience that they're having, pregnancy, early birth, postpartum. These are monumental, transformational moments in our life where we need to be witnessed. We need to be held. We need sisterhood. It's missing right now. And we have the chance to reclaim it. We have the chance to take it back. And maybe it starts with the way that we talk about it. And maybe it starts with the way that we embrace ourselves and love ourselves. So I'll link my website below, bohembirthkeeping.com. On there, I have a free downloadable PDF that is just some basic self-care rituals that any woman can start today. Any woman who is going through early birth, who is postpartum, or a woman who is none of those. We need to start centering ourselves and valuing our womanhood. And it starts by taking 100% responsibility and reclaiming what is ours. And birth is ours. We get to write the script. And I'm here if you want to rewrite it with me. Sending you all of the love, and I really do hope to continue this conversation.